Mm. If you saw my last video, you would know that I'm at a tiny creek, little stream, down the road from where I'm living, and I just love this spot. It's really special, a special little sanctuary in amongst the chaos of the city. And even now I can hear a ambulance, or wambulance as one of my friends calls them, going off as well in the distance. So I just shared a little video on relationships, and speaking of relationships and making a meaningful life, today I went to go pick up my car that had broken down the other day, and we finally figured out what it was, and I'm super happy about that, and I am really proud of how I handled myself the entire time. And I'm also incredibly appreciative of all the support that I've had from the unseen, from family and friends to navigate through these bumpy times. And so I went to go pick up my car, and I got an Uber there. And I don't know about you guys, but I almost never have like a normal Uber driver like conversation, I guess. It's very rare. More often than not, there's some sort of connection that happens, and even when I was in the UK, this happened as well, where I would meet people, we'd have really meaningful conversations, and then we'd be like, okay, bye. And today that happened again. So basically what happened is the Uber driver was in a car accident yesterday, and he got T-boned by another car. It was raining, and the car was going really fast, or the ute, I believe it was going really fast, and the Uber driver was really scared that they were going to die. And as he was talking about this, and I was sort of saying like, wow, that sounds really scary, and yeah, just holding space for him a little bit, realizing that I was also transmuting some of that trauma energy at the same time. He said that he thinks about death every day because he's a Buddhist, and I was like, yeah, I can relate. Like, I also think about death every day, and we had this amazing conversation, and he shared a bit about his life as well, and the loved ones who've passed away for him recently. And yeah, as we were talking about how I guess like the pain and the process of going through the grief, and how it can be really heavy and exhausting, and it can take a lot from us, and that is absolutely true. And I thought to myself, it's also because he was saying like that's why he attempts to be detached in life, and I said, yep, that is a valid point. And also I feel, and from my own experiences, that grief can be really hard and heavy sometimes, and take a lot from us. And also, if we continue to stay detached, then we won't actually we'll actually take away from the joy and the love and the connection that we could be experiencing in each moment. And connection is such a massive part of life, and if we stay detached, then we'll be missing out on a lot of things. And he said, oh yeah, that's true. I don't think he had thought about it that way before. And this conversation continued, and near the end he was talking about how he meditates a lot, and he focuses on reaching enlightenment through the stages of meditating, and how when he feels like he's not achieving enlightenment, he feels like he's failing. And I said, oh, okay, that's kind can't remember what I said too much about that, but then I said, what if you're not failing though? What if you, like, I don't think that we're supposed to experience enlightenment as a constant state all the time. And even when we experience it, we end up going back and experiencing the different levels and stages and phases in between anyway. And he was like, yeah, that's true. And I said, so what if you're not failing? What if you're experiencing whatever you need to experience to give yourself the love and the guidance that you need from yourself, inside yourself? Because he was saying that, you know, if he doesn't reach enlightenment, he feels like he fails, and then there's no one to give him guidance. So yeah, I said, what if you're actually experiencing what you need? What if it's to give yourself the love and hold yourself through it and guide yourself through it, and also maybe others and connect to others, and it depends on the situation really. And I think he really valued that. And then he talked about the monks who they meditate and they go cover themselves. They meditate in the snow. They cover themselves with a white robe, completely naked underneath. And as they're meditating, within about 10 minutes or so, you can see heat or steam coming off from them because their body temperature is that warm, I suppose, or whatever is going on with that. I don't particularly know. But he said it was really fascinating, and that's what he'd like to explore. And I said, that's awesome. Like, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to explore, then definitely have a look into it. I think it would be really fascinating. And there was another part of the conversation where he was saying, you know, like, I reached a certain age and I started feeling old, and I was like, do you mean mature? And he was like, no, I mean old, like my brain did this, my body did this, etc. And I was like, okay. Some people, like people who do Tai Chi, Qigong, full-on Duffer, and those kind of energetic mindful movements practices, they say that we are not experiencing these things like pain in the body because we're just getting old. It's actually because we stopped focusing on that. We've stopped moving our energy, we've stopped circulating our energy, and because of that it creates blockages, pain, etc. This is not actually from getting old. And I think there's a lot of miscommunication, misinformation in the world about these things, but I'm not going to go into it too much now. So yeah, I was about to say goodbye to him because we had arrived at the destination, and again, I wouldn't have been able to get my car in and sorted so quickly if it wasn't for my brother-in-law and his friend who is at my car. And how, because I'm literally his sister-in-law, I get a special treatment, I suppose, or get priority sometimes. But yeah, as I was saying goodbye to the Uber driver, he was like, you know, thanks for the conversation. And it's amazing how much his energy shifted from the time I got into the car and then was leaving. And even like the eye contact that he decided to give me right at the end, which is interesting, experiencing how different people are with eye contact. And yeah, he said, thank you so much. It was really great to meet you, and I kind of felt like it was a bit of a workshop, but I really like that kind of thing. And then he said how he has a group of friends who connect and talk about these kind of things, and I said, that's really great. It's really great to have like-minded people like that. And I thanked him as well, and I appreciated meeting him, and yeah, we just kind of left it there. And I thought, wow, that was a really profound experience. And you know, I believe life is what we make of it. There are ups, downs, in betweens, and we can choose how we think about it, and that's where our power is, I believe. Well, at least it's one part of it anyway. It also depends on context, nuances, and people everybody's individual. I mean, even like mental health, physical health, all that is in the recipe of these things. So yeah, life is what, if there's one thing I've learned about death, it is that it is inevitable, and sometimes we don't know when it's our time to go or a loved one's time to go. And it doesn't just have to be like physical death, it's also the like metaphorical death that we go through when we go through different evolutions of ourselves and identity shifts, friendships coming, leaving, changing, relationships coming, leaving, changing, and going. And yeah, life is definitely what we make of it, and I think it's up to each individual how we choose to navigate through that, how we choose to perceive something, what meaning are we taking from it. Is it actually serving our highest good, or is it actually helpful, or is it hindering? And that is something that I think of every day when I make any choice in life, really. And you know, as you know, life is made up of many choices. Some are minuscule and some are massive. Others might feel minute, but then they actually lead to really big shifts and so on. But yeah, if you want to share what is meaningful in life to you, what gives you meaning, I would really love to hear that. And it's really interesting, the timing of everything that I'm experiencing right now, because even in my counseling and psychotherapy course diploma, we are reading a book called Meaning in Life, and the meaning in life and the meaning of life are completely different. Meaning of life is the like greater macrocosm, how and why we are here on earth and what the universe is doing and so on. And meaning in life is more of an individual thing of like what's meaningful to us, what motivates us, and yeah, like what we value in life, and are we having congruency with what we think, what we feel, what we believe, and what we're actually taking action on. Anyways, thanks for listening. It's really great doing videos again, though it's been a little I guess I'm not so used to it anymore, but I also tend to look away and come back a lot when I'm talking to someone, or even doing videos, because it helps me focus. I don't know, maybe there's a neurological thing behind that, I'm not entirely sure. But the other thing is I'm also enjoying and appreciating what's around me at the same time. So, you know, there's that. And I also feel like when I look away, I have a stronger connection to my intuition sometimes as well. So, yeah, lots of reasons why we do things. Anyways, thanks for listening. If you are liking my videos, please feel free to subscribe. I'm not here to have the most followers in the world. I'm just here to connect with like-minded people, or people who, I guess, value or appreciate who I am and what I share, the knowledge and wisdom that I have, and my life experiences. And yeah, if it makes a difference even in a small way to someone, then it's always worth doing. And I also really love expressing myself. So until next time, take the best care of you. I love you. Please enjoy nature more if you're not already. And I will see you when I'm looking at you, or when you're looking at me. Bye for now.